Hi, family. Revolution time. Are you ready for a revolution, women? Okay. I enjoyed the women march. It brought tears to my eyes to see women of all nationalities come together in DC. This is January of 2017. The inauguration just took place, and we have Trump in office now. And from there and from that experience, it inspired me to do this particular song, write this song. The song is not copywritten, and feel free to, use it with respect, because there's more from where that came from, okay? I'm not saying that I'm a wonderful songwriter, or anything like that. So I'm not hyping myself up like that, okay? Oh, gosh, company. Y'all know I had company over here, and flour is everywhere. I mean, I really had to do some cleaning up. Okay, but anyways, that's besides the point. This is for all of the women out there of all nationalities. Okay? Are you ready for a revolution? Let me hear you say, yes, I'm ready. This song is for you witches, sorcerers, okay? Priestess, okay? But some women have said that they priest, okay? So it's for you too. Matter of fact, it's for all of you all, okay? I love my men too, so, this goes out to you too, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready for the rough draft? In just a little bit, I will be adding guitar to this, okay? Got a few kinks, got some bumps and everything in here, but I'm going to iron them out, smooth it out. It's going to be beautiful when I put the guitar with it. I'm still, coming up with the different melodies like I want it on guitar. Should be very easy to do it. Anyways, here we go. As I told you all, my adopted mother was a Payette, you understand? And she was from Jamaica. Well, her bloodline, her people were from Jamaica. She was very proud of her culture. And I am proud of her culture too. Okay, so when I was thinking about what all my mama went through when she raised us and everything, all of those difficult, rough times up the road and down the road, it inspired this message, the struggle of a woman. You know what I'm saying? We nurses, we doctors, we everything. Ain't had no formal education in nursing and being doctors and stuff like that. But that's what we are. We're conjurers. We everything. Midwives. That's us. Okay? Okay, so are you ready? Here it goes. Here we go. You were living a delusion. You thought your privileges were righteous. Now you have come to the conclusion that all the things they say, they're lying. Oh, you see the snake in his eyes, and you know it's a mirror. Try to wipe that thing off, but you see yourself clearer. Now violence has erupted, and it's not a vacation. Tables have turned, and it's real revelation. Oh, 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 oh. I feel your crippling fear, and I'm not surprised, and I'm being sincere. You are your enemy, destroying your mind. I know it's crazy, but it's your own kind. You've stolen cultured girls to create destruction. He took your jewels and he won the elections. Violence has erupted, and it's not a vacation. Oh, oh no. The tables have turned. It's your revelation. Oh, 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 oh. It's in the rough stages. It's a rough draft, and from here I will learn the music because I actually don't know it that well. So I was trying to freestyle the melody as I went. I've changed so many different melodies to try to get this right. And this is what I have for right now. And hey, you know, if you see something in there you like, grab it. Take those jewels. You know what I'm saying? But that's for the witches. You know how men fight and how violent men are? Okay? We're not as violent as men are. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have some very, very violent tendencies that we have learned from men. Because I promise you, if this country was all women, it wouldn't be so much violence. Women and men with feminine, you know, they have embraced both aspects of themselves. You know what I'm saying? If it was, you know, us here and men like that here, it wouldn't be so much violence. It's just that man that's just, he is proving us that there's nothing but masculinity in him, and that is it and nothing else, that is creating all of these atomic bombs, nuclear bombs, biological weapons, going from country to country, stealing resources, all in the name of war. Or war all in the name of stealing resources. Tyranny. Revolution time. Women. It's here. And I'm excited about it. Let's see where we go on with this, okay? So anyways, but I do want to talk about a few things now. And the oven is going off. I want to talk about something, y'all. I can't wait to put the guitar with that. I was doing a little bit of guitar with it, and it really sounded cool. But I still got to just, I really want to get the emotions going. Y'all see, I got orbs everywhere. Now, I know they look like flies, but orbs been everywhere. I know you, where did I get this right here from? I got this from Getty. Y'all understand what I'm saying? My voodoo doll, Getty. Look, that's my Getty. I had somebody to call me up and say, Mama, I was looking at your video and I called up Getty's name. And when I called his name, he came to my dream and just squeezed me so tight I couldn't hardly breathe. I told her, I said, it was just love. It was just love. Gosh, orbs are everywhere. I know what y'all gonna say, Mama, that's dust. Those are bugs. No. Y'all hear my squeaky shoe? And I gotta turn that off. You know, now I'm a medium. You understand? So I can receive information, you understand, from not only the living but the dead. Not only the dead, but the living. And I've been like this all my life. Since I can remember. Well, I remember when it first got started. I was 8 years old when it first got started. Looks like I'm going to have to cut this off, y'all. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. It's Big Mama here, man. Wait on Big Mama. She'll be back in just a little bit. Let me turn you off, girl. How did I turn you off? Okay. Let me see what's going on in here, y'all. Is this done? Yeah, it's done. Hang on, family. Maybe I can do this video a little longer now. This is very good. I know you're wondering, Mom, what you eating? My dog wants some. I'm not gonna give you none. These are vegetables, and you're not gonna eat them. Okay? These are squash, sliced up like potato chips. They don't have any salt or black pepper in the seasoning. They do have a little bit of flour on them. And when I get through doing that, I get my oil real hot. I use grapeseed oil. Y'all want to see the brand? Oh, you don't want to see it? Okay. I won't get up. I use grapeseed oil. And I sort of saute them in that. Try them. They're very delicious. This is an alternative to French fries. See, you didn't know that. So, you won't have to be worried about the carbs, too many carbs in potatoes, even though you do have some starches and squash. But off that subject, my first experience with being a vessel to the spirits was age 12. Now that is a nap. I got my front door wide open, and I'm letting in some air. Because this is about 80 degrees out. January of 2017. But my first experience, I became possessed, or like Norva would say, it's not necessarily a possession, but receiving information from spirits, other human beings that may be living, or they may be deceased, or information can be coming from plant life and all forms of life, or from the dead, receiving those informations, because we're mediums. We're very different. We are the conduits to those who may not necessarily be able to express information or give information to you at that moment. And I want to tell you about an experience I had. A person was a conduit to me. I was giving them a reading and they gave me information. And that was a very hallowing moment. This began at age 12 that I can remember. I say all my life because I know that this was a gift of some kind that came when at birth. When my birth, the records clearly reads that my mother said her house became possessed when I was not possessed but haunted, and she started having poltergeist activity after my birth. So I knew then that something sure enough came over to this particular area or this particular plane with me when I was born. I didn't come through that wormhole by myself. And when she went to the state of Alabama for assistance, that's exactly what was documented. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a copy, and I would love to just share and read with you the social workers' documentation on the situation. I mean, they described me, how I looked when I was a baby. They said I was, as a baby, I was light brown, dusky brown skin, whatever dusky brown means. They even described my hair with huge locks of curls. And they described my mother as being, and I need to get back to what I was really talking about. They described my mother as being brown, heavy brown skin is the way they wrote it. Mind you, these were Caucasian social workers that were doing the documentation. And they said that she was a dark brown. And the reason why I'm bringing up their color is because it will give you an idea of probably why some of that information didn't seem quite accurate as far as our skin tone appearance. And it said she had her hair cut in a bob and everything, and that she was tall. They gave her height, so she was like 5'9", very, very slender, which I was very, very slender too until the babies came. Very, very slender. I was like a runway model. My body was perfectly just, and people would just fall to the ground when they saw how beautiful I was. I think I'm gonna show y'all a picture. I have a picture of myself when I was young on Facebook. It's way back when. I'll put it back on there again. But I got that beauty from her because they said she was stunning. Barefoot walking woman. I went everywhere, barefooted. I said, well, that's because more than likely she was a hippie. And the reason why I brought up their skin tone is because when I did see her, she is actually, and it could be because she went to Boston. She's actually kind of like light-skinned, actually. And the way they had it in the records, like she was darker than I was, but in all actuality, I am darker than she is. My skin tone will be considered a dark brown complexion. Hers more or less like a light caramel complexion. It's strange. But I myself too was a little bit lighter. My daughters are kind of light caramel colors. You know what I'm saying? But I was their color, but I got dark, and I'm going to get darker than this. Because as we age, we get very dark. My auntie is almost jet black with hazel eyes. But when she was young, she was caramel skin. We darken up as we grow older. But anyways, so, because they say I was born with a veil. Whatever the veil thing is, I don't know. When I talked to my aunt, she said you were different. You were born with a veil over your head, over your face, or something of that nature. And a lot of folks was actually scared of babies that were born with veils because they thought it was evil, that was wicked. And it's funny, out of all of their siblings, I was the one that she took to the state of Alabama, which they encouraged her to take me home, take care of me, but they stepped in and removed me from her household because, honey, like I said, I told y'all the story so many times. I'd be at everybody's house. I'd be at Aunt Jimmy's house, Uncle Fuller's house, Uncle Aaron's house. The family have me all over the place. One woman in particular, she loved me to death, fought tooth and nail with the sheriff as they jerked me out of her arms. And my grandfather, Paul Willis, what they called him, he cried and they said, this is all I got. Y'all gonna take my baby from me, and they said he didn't live 2 weeks after that, which I thought it just broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? I would have stayed with the family. If I could just go back, on another timeline, I would have preferred to stay with the people who I had a bloodline connection, but I still love my adopted mother and father, and I still thank them for what they've done. You know what I'm saying? But I got to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let me talk to you all. So since when I was 12, that was the first time I realized something was different about me. I was sitting in a class, and my teacher had a chair at the door to hold the door open so air can come in. I was in the 7th grade, and then all of a sudden something rolled and it crashed to the floor, and I associated that with somebody just died. See, I was creating a correlation to objects. You know what I'm saying? The appearance of an object, the noise of an object, and what that object does. I said, that is death at 12. And at that moment, you understand, I was used as a conduit to speak for the dead. And sure enough, when we got out of school, my mom said, your uncle passed away. That was like my uncle to my favorite auntie. It was her husband. Mind you, this woman has, she's a black widow. She's lost 3 husbands so far. And she's actually in her 90s now, still alive, So she lost 3 husbands. But her husband had died. I love that auntie. They say I look exactly like her. This is my adopted auntie, and I favor her. Looked exactly like her. And so, they found him on the floor. We went over to their house. They had found him on the floor dead in the bathroom. And the exact time that they found him on the floor and the coroner's office pronounced him dead was right around the time, somewhere in that timeline when, that actual thing crashed to the floor when I was in class. So anyway, I have been a medium and a clairvoyant for living and dead beings, okay? Since forever, okay? Now, a lot of you all are, and you don't realize it, you don't know it. It's time to pay attention to everything. I like that, Nora, when you said you gave me that nice little long, comment. I really appreciate them comments. All of you all out there. And I need to give a shout out to Devin. Hey, Devin, how you doing? Hey, Devin. So anyways, you're doing some wonderful things, Devin. And I really appreciate you too. All of y'all know that if I hadn't called y'all name, let me know. Okay, let me know if I hadn't called your name. Okay, because I really appreciate everything you do. Okay, Peter, get at me. Okay. Anyways, you know, we still buddies, we still friends. And so like Norwell, y'all take the time out if y'all can to read all of the comments. And Norwell, I definitely want you to know that every word, if it's long as the internet itself, as the World Wide Web, I take my time and I view it and I read it. And you know, you have definitely taught me to really pay close attention to everything. I'm even paying close attention to any sound that I hear or anything like that. And the mushrooms, I ate some mushrooms for you, and when I sliced them up, I paid even some attention to how I sliced those mushrooms, because I know that, you know, you have a endearment to mushrooms. Can you please explain to us more about the mushrooms? Excuse me, y'all, my mouth is watering. It's time to eat. And it was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't quite remember it. And I want to talk some more about conjuring. Conjuring up your Gede. My Gede spirit is very fascinating, and I'm just going to tell you, it's frightening at the same too. A lot of people say, you got to take the fear out of it. I feel maybe I shouldn't be using the word fear. Maybe I should use the word humbled. When I conjure, I always sacrifice a chicken. I've even sacrificed a goat. And I'm telling you, when you sacrifice a chicken or a goat, know why you're doing it first. You were going to hear something if you got it right. That Gede, I hear the children. I tell y'all about that all the time. It was so scary. I mean, even when someone dear to me died and they were sacrificed, I could hear the, y'all please, if anybody else do what I do, please help me. Help me with this, y'all. Help me. You know, and I appreciate you, Norwell, because you said that's actually Papa Legba that comes with children. He's a child. When it happens, it's scary. I'm at home by myself tonight, y'all. I'm scared to even talk about it. You know, you can hear it. It sounds like this. It's a bunch of children. Can anybody else? When somebody did tell me they had that experience and then they had a car accident shortly afterwards and they almost died, and said it's associated with death. And like I said, somebody dear to me died, and I did hear that. That's a gnat right there, and I did hear that. You know, when the day they died, and I found out the next day, and I was like, wow, you know, I heard that sound. And sometimes I almost think that because this person was close to me, sometimes I almost think that when I'm conjuring and when I do my sacrifice, I'm actually conjuring up that particular person's spirit, because, you know, I was doing some work for them too, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? I've heard that several times. I have actually sacrificed a chicken and a couple of times a rooster, you know. And a lot of people may have a problem with it. Maybe I shouldn't use the word sacrifice, okay? When I actually had to, you know, take the life of a animal so that I can eat it, you understand? And waste nothing. You know, everything was utilized. Even the spirit had the blood, drank the blood. But once they get that blood, y'all, once they get it, if you don't do nothing but prick your own finger and give them your blood. Now, there's a lot of women say, I give them my blood from my vaginal area. Be careful with that, because it can actually cut your periods off for a certain amount of time. But at the same time, too, that's actually what they call, it's life, but they call it dead blood. But you want to give them fresh, oxygenated blood from your body if you don't have an animal or anything to sacrifice. The moment they get that blood, oh my God. And see, now it's bad luck. Now, they told us bad luck now to kill something in your house. And one time I had to make sure that the bird was actually you know, dead outside. You don't want a head to die in your, you cut the head off. You don't want the head to die in your hand. You don't want, it's just so many rules when it comes to hoodoo. And the rules were set in place, the guidelines, the cautions, the adverse reactions were set in place because people had bad experiences. And as I talked to you, I heard the wall popping. I'm in this house by myself. So I have my dogs out tonight. Mama will be in this house, spending the night in her house by herself. And it doesn't help any that I do be seeing spirits. It don't help. But what's so nice about it is I can bring my dogs in. And if I have to, I'll go outside, okay? Where you can hear the Black Panthers out there howling. I don't know if y'all ever heard a Black Panther holler before, but it sounds like a baby. That's scary too. Did y'all see that? It went down and then it went back up again. Another orb. Okay, so, anywho's, when it comes, I don't care who tell you they ain't scared. You gonna be scared. You might shit in your pants or piss on yourself. I ain't lying. It's frightening. Because it could be your death. That's what's so frightening about it. But anyways, y'all got my eyes real wide open looking at everything. When you conjuring, that's scary. I see people be doing all this old stuff and talking about how to conjure and stuff like that. And they ain't got no fear in them and everything. I don't know, maybe they just brave, but nah, I'm kind of skeptical about that. When I conjure, it shakes up my soul like, the children laughing and talk. That's why I said children evil. I don't care what nobody says, and I know I was one time. I know my children were one time. But children are evil. I ain't gonna lie. Because they so close between life. Because they just got him. And I could say in a sense, they bringing something from death. Because you gotta die before you can relive. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's what make them so spooky. Children are spooky to me. I'm going to talk a little bit more about these children a little bit. So, let me get my thoughts straight. After I hear that, then comes this. Anybody else heard that before in their lives? Because I am. And I know it may for you, if you don't believe and you ain't on this frequency and vibration where I'm at, it's hogwash to you. It's hogwash. Because you may not never get here. But for people who have experienced this, you know where I'm coming from. And people who want to experience it, or people who are curious and want to hear more, it's real. You understand? I put my life on the line right here, right now. It's real. And when you hear that Halloween moment, you shaking your boots. And for a long time, I didn't know what to do with that. Because when I was home, I would still have the experiences, you know, offering period blood and all of that. But it wasn't like the one you have when you take down, you know, and sacrifice a chicken or a goat. And that fresh blood is running down, that warm blood and that shaking that as they fight to live and that head fall. Because I'm going to drop that head before that body drop. Because once that body drop, you don't want the head in your hand when it drop. And when it falls, you watch the chicken run and run and run and run until it can't run no more and the body's warm. And then from there, I proceed to drink the blood so I can be possessed by what I'm conjuring. And then I take the feathers off by putting it in boiling water. I keep the feathers and put them on my dog. Y'all, I got to go, y'all, because I ain't got much time left and I'm scared. Okay, I am scared, okay? But that's conjure for you right there. If you ain't doing that, you ain't conjuring that. Bye-bye. You got to do your business. You got to know. Bring your ass back up in here, Peanut. You got to know what you want from them. before you do what you do. Because they'll go out and they'll do your business. That's hoodoo for you. Bye-bye, fam.